Welcome to the Vicis Interimo 30 Minutes to Kill podcast.
You are listening to the Vicis Interimo show, 30 Minutes to Kill. More or less. The incredible podcast with the unpronounceable name.
Welcome to Vicis Interimo, 30 Minutes to Kill, More or Less. The amazing podcast with the highly unpronounceable name.
Now the podcast is amazing?
It's amazing. It's always been amazing.
It's amazing we're still doing this.
It's amazing it's been a decade or more.
It's amazing anyone is listening. But they are, and we appreciate it.
Okay. Well, let's just jump right into the fact that we have some patrons, and let's thank them. Let's thank @LonelyBob, Big Al V, and Goldafish, as always. And let anybody else know that if you want to, you can certainly like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast. You can find us on Podomatic. You can find us just about anywhere, wherever you go to listen to your favorite podcast or to download them. You can find us, and I'm sure there's a subscription bell or bar or button or whatever there. So you can click that. You can always find us on Podomatic. Just go there and type in VICISINTERIMO. You can punch that in and see what you get. And before, as I said before, you can find us on YouTube even. So, anyhow, what is the show?
What is the show?
Generally.
Oh, well, it's a horror movie review podcast.
What does it feature?
Well, not just horror. Suspense and thrillers. Psychological thrillers. Horror, suspense, and psychological thrillers.
It's been 10 years. Come on, you got this by now.
I don't know. It's not my job to do the intro. Well, I knew there were three things, and I'd already said horror, so I was trying to think of what three things were.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Well, moving right along. So, this is an on-the-road episode, and will feature a movie that's still in the theaters for all of another 30 seconds or so? I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, Brightburn may have had some problems with audiences.
Yes.
We'll get to that soon enough.
Brightburn, I think, flamed out.
Before we get to that, though, we will do our Laid to Rest, where we'll cover anything from previous shows. Then I'll have our on-the-road review of Brightburn. Ever so brief garbage in, garbage out, and then we'll end up with a crawling chaos. Having said that, last week's show, well, I guess I should wait for the gunshots. I don't think I included the gunshots last week. I'll have to put it in.
Why not?
I don't know.
It's your job to do
sheer
that.
laziness. Last week's show was Prowl. Amongst other things, we talked about former CIA operatives explaining how disguise work. Since you're still playing lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of Skyrim, I made sure to include some funny moments from Skyrim. Not yours, but somebody else's. There was a video.
Yes.
All of these things you can find on the Podomatic page. If you click through from Facebook, you can find that there. And we talked about the traffic jam that is Everest these days.
Right.
We won't go into any of the other shows or whatever you can find.
And when we were talking about that last week, Mount Everest and the traffic jam of people trying to get up and down there, I wondered if possibly people were up there that had no business being up there. And since then, a few days ago on the radio, they were talking about it again, and that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Because people who are not accustomed to high altitudes, cold temperatures, hiking, if you've got the money, you could get a pass to walk up there.
Wow.
So everybody's just going because the weather is so, quote, mild.
Right.
You'll still freeze your tuchus off and die, but all of these people just don't know what they're doing.
Indeed.
And there's lots of dead.
I was going to say, and therefore there are fatalities. Well.
Yes.
All right. on that happy note,
yeah,
let's get into Brightburn. Before we go any further, we are going to say this episode comes about as close as possible to having spoilers.
We were supposed to say that at the beginning.
Yeah.
I guess we're still at the beginning.
We're still at the beginning. We have not entered into potential spoiler territory.
Yeah, yeah, but we're going to.
Okay. Well, I wanted to say this even before I read the one-word synopsis or the one sentence synopsis that we have for it. But yeah, you were going to say?
Well, I was going to say the one suspenseful moment that it's like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen here? We spoiled that.
I don't know if that's entirely true, but all right. The synopsis.
If you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's like so many times. What if a child from another world crashed on Earth, but instead of becoming a hero to mankind, he proves to be something far more sinister? And on that note, let's join us, recorded previously live in the car.
Let's join us?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like we have doppelgangers or something.
Yeah. Scary. It's like us.
Ooh.
Are we live?
Yeah.
We're live right now.
Live. Not really.
The mic is live. We're live. We're breathing.
Yeah.
So the mic is live. All right. That was awesome.
Really?
I think so. Oh my gosh. I'm really excited.
Wait. Are you being for real?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you sound deranged. You sound like you're making that up.
Am I too excited? Too
overly exaggerated?
Well, because I have not felt that way in a movie for a while.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, maybe we didn't watch the same thing. Maybe you watched something else. What?
No.
All right, so we're here to talk about Brightburn.
Yes.
And I really like that.
Okay.
There are two reasons. Well, it's going to sound incredibly stupid. There's two reasons why I liked it. One, they got me with a jump scare, which this wasn't full of them.
That is a really lame reason to like a movie.
Oh, but you know what? Because I usually see them coming or whatever. I was so into the movie that I lost track of where I was for a minute, and something happened, and it's like, wow, I was that engrossed in it that I didn't feel it coming, or I didn't see it coming, or I wasn't prepared for it. So they got me with that.
Okay.
And I have a new way to describe horror elements. This is an R-rated movie.
Yes.
It is a hard R, and it's R-rated for superhero horror.
Okay.
Yeah, because all that stuff that they show you in the comic books with heroes and or villains using their superpowers.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to actually see that in a movie.
Okay, it's rated R for the gore.
For the gore, yes. But it's
that's
superhero
what I thought you were
gore.
going to say. So
that's what I said. It's superhero gore, though. It's the kind of stuff that you only see in the panels of a comic book,
right?
And get glazed over because it's just a glossy picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a drawing, and it doesn't look so bad.
Yeah.
It's not something you would want to see in person.
It's not something you would dwell on and you would imagine, and not that I'm a gorehound.
And I'm not at all. So I did not like those scenes.
I know you didn't.
Yeah.
I really know you didn't like some of those.
Yeah. Not that you have to like them. You usually don't like them, but they're
right.
within
the context of watching a movie.
People enjoy the cringe factor and the hiding your eyes and all that. That could be fun, but I wasn't having fun.
All right. Let's back up a little bit.
That being said...
Yeah, let's back up a little bit.
Let's talk about the overall story. What did you think of this overall story?
It's phenomenal. Because here's the third thing it gave me. My mind is just racing with story possibilities. Not that I'm writing these down or whatever.
Right.
But it got my mind
You mean
thinking,
where it could go from here?
Where it could go from here. What...
Spoiler alert.
Well, not necessarily.
All right.
Because... What's implied by what happens? Because, I mean, basically, I don't have the synopsis in front of me, But this is, what if Superman landed here on Earth,
right?
And didn't have Ma and Pa Kent raising him,
right?
Not that these people did a bad job.
No, they did a fine job.
They did a wonderful job. They were just
they kept him. They kept him a baby.
They did.
So the contrast when he starts to become his real self, the contrast is striking.
Yeah.
He's at his birthday party complaining about a banana split or whatever it was with a candle in it. This is for babies, or this is for kids, or kid stuff, or whatever he said.
Yeah.
But okay, the kid's got Raggedy Ann and Andy wallpaper still in his bedroom. He's upset about getting a sundae with a candle on it, but he could go home and sleep in his bed with Raggedy Ann and Andy all around. There was some corny stuff going on.
I was with his dad, man. I wanted that banana split. That looked pretty tasty, actually.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things, I guess, that I could pick apart if I wanted to, but another good thing was this movie jumped right in without any explanation or whatever.
Right.
The movie just started. There wasn't a whole lot of setup.
Yeah.
Though it took familiar concepts and things and showed them to you and just moved the story right along. It didn't, no lag as far as I could tell.
And like you said, for people who haven't seen it and haven't heard a lot about it, you made a Superman reference. So you can go ahead and explain that one.
So, a couple of people, a couple, man and woman, that can't have kids, find a infant in a starship that's crashed to Earth, or I guess we're assuming it's a starship. We're making lots of assumptions as far as that goes, and that's where my mind goes after watching this story, after watching this movie, and it's like, well, what's the implication here? What's the more far-reaching?
Yes, I love that it didn't give you a ton of information, and you don't really know the purpose of anything.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, there doesn't have to be a purpose.
Nope. And it was movie. It was entertainment. It was awesome. I have not felt, I haven't been that excited leaving a movie in a while. It really did a number for me. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
The acting on it, where it was,
Everybody
there were little things, like you said, that we could pick apart, small things that would take us out of the story if you dwelled on them too much.
Yeah. But I had a little trouble with that. I want to fire the set designer.
Okay.
There was a lot of things, without getting into a long, boring thing. I wish I'd have written everything down, but we don't do that when we go to the movies.
Obviously not when we're in the theater, yes. So obviously on the Earl episode.
Right. Yes, we're in the car.
No. Don't worry, Darren, we're safe.
We're safe. We're being safe.
We're being safe.
At least.
We might be gassed out by this awful smelling truck in front of us.
Is that what that is?
Is it I don't know. Diesel or what is that?
Diesel.
I don't know. I'm trying to talk too fast. Diesel is what I was trying to say.
Diesel.
But
the back window's open. Did you know that?
I did not.
Okay, Dad.
Right.
Wait, what? What are we talking about?
We're talking about Brightburn.
No, I know that, but
okay.
Specifically,
we were just saying about things that took us out of the thing.
There
were a few things that took you out.
Here, it's rural Kansas. It's a farm. It's the house, the farm, the barns, all of that stuff looked like it was just dilapidated, and it did not look like anybody was living there. So I suspect when they went out to find a filming location, they got this house cheap, or they were able to rent it, or I don't think this is a place where people live. The stairs were all rotted. There was dirt all over the inside of the house on the walls and stuff. It's like, who lives here and I know sometimes the house can get a little rundown.
Gonna say
we lived in a rundown house ourselves.
Yeah.
But you're gonna let your stairs rot and stuff, and then it's just dangerous.
Well, I was gonna say, the dry rot on the stairs was a little bit of an issue.
It was supposed to be a working farm, but every time they were in that barn, it just looked like everything was all rusted, and it just looked like storage.
Yeah.
So for me, at the beginning, I had a little bit of a hard time because I get hung up on the little things.
Obviously, we do.
Well, because it's things that take me out of the story. I can't help it.
Okay, no. I'm laughing because who else is going to worry about dry rot on stairs in a movie, right? We're we're expecting too much, maybe, or whatever.
No, and not that people's houses don't get dry rot, but it was just everywhere they went, in the house, outside of the house, the barn, it did not look like a place where somebody lived. It looked like an abandoned place where they just set up to film.
Okay.
That's what it looked like to me. I wasn't even thinking about it. It was just so glaring to me that I couldn't help. My mind kept going back to that.
Okay. I was going to say, growing up in rural Michigan, I saw houses like that. And
Sure.
But it didn't. But for that portion of it, it didn't have the feel of a working farm.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, yes, parts of the house get like that. Areas get this. But there wasn't like a working...
Right. And Dad is handy because he was out there with his son working on something. They had out all the tools and everything, and that ought to hold it. They're out there doing a project together. Dude, work on your house. Fix your stairs so your wife or child doesn't break their neck coming out of that.
Coming out onto the porch or whatever.
Broken down old. Yeah, the house, it looked like an abandoned house. It does not look like a house anybody's lived in 30 years.
So these are the kind of things that we think
None of that matters, though.
Yeah, none of that matters. As far as the movie goes...
You still love the movie.
I loved it. Really did.
Okay, good. I really enjoyed it myself.
Okay, good.
I did not like the gore, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt the story.
Right. It wasn't gratuitous.
Yes, it was.
Oh, well...
Yeah, it was.
I guess maybe we have different ideas of what's gratuitous and what isn't.
Okay.
When I'm saying it's not gratuitous, it served the story. It was there.
Oh,
They maybe showed us more than what they needed to.
It was graphic and it lingered.
Okay. But it doesn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't 20 or 30 minutes of that kind of, straight. It wasn't just...
Yeah, it wasn't nonstop. It was inserted... a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, just to
amp it up and get that R rating.
I guess just to remind you.
Yeah.
Remind you what you're watching.
Exactly.
Okay, so we loved the story.
Yeah. The writing, there was a few hiccups here or there, but by the time I was into it, minor.
Well, you know what? It was very much, you said comic style gore, only like you're really seeing it.
Yeah.
I would say it was very much comic style, as in certain things were just kind of
glazed over.
Yeah, but you just go with it. Because it exists to tell a story, and it tells the story. And don't get caught up on the dry rot in the rusted barn. That's not what it's about. Just, it's to enjoy the story and to make you think.
Yes. So.
And I love sci-fi. It was very much a sci-fi horror.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay, yeah.
Somebody came from outer space for a reason. I always love, aliens coming to conquer the Earth. Mm-hmm. But yeah, since it was just like and I kept wondering, is this an isolated incident?
Well, yeah.
And that's why I liked it, because it's got me thinking, whoever sent him here, did they send a dozen of them out there? Did they send one to each continent? Is he the one and only?
Right.
Did they send 100 of them? Did they send 1,000? Did they send one to each small town? And
did they only need to send one? That's it.
That's what I'm saying. Was he the only one? Was he supposed to come here? Was this the world he was supposed to go to? Because it was some kind of, he came down in like a meteor shower, some weird, did he take a wrong turn? Was he meant for us? I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, you can go a million different places now with this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, does there need to be another Brightburn 2, or?
Well, it wouldn't be Brightburn 2. I hate the title, and I was gonna complain about that. I still don't like the title. You find out that's just the name of their county. Mm-hmm. It's Brightburn, Kansas.
Okay.
So, I wasn't sure what it was or what it meant. I think it was supposed to have multiple meanings.
I think it worked on several levels.
Because I'm like, okay, Brightburn, his initials are BB. Is he Brightburn? He burns brightly. Like, I didn't like
I think
that.
it works on several levels. So.
Yeah, but I still don't like it.
Okay. So the question was, though...
Sometimes I don't like the titles of movies. I don't know.
No, that's fine.
I don't know. Prowl? I don't know.
The question is...
Sorry, Prowl.
More...
It seemed like it didn't fit. Now that I know it's just the name of the city, it could have been any city.
Yeah, but is that it? I mean, is it? Like you said, all those other questions are attached to it also.
But what I'm saying, though, is that if I knew ahead of time... This is a crazy story that takes place in a county called Brightburn. Mm-hmm. You should go see it. Like, oh, okay, it's called Brightburn. It's named after the city. That works for me better than whatever I thought was going on with the crazy title. Never mind.
Okay.
I feel like I'm sounding crazy.
You are sounding crazy.
Never mind.
So the question was
I guess I took it literal. You did. Brightburn.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to burn brightly, I guess.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Anyway.
The question is.
Yes.
Another movie?
I guess.
Okay. I'm going to say no.
I mean, it would be totally different. It wouldn't be just the fun story that we just sat through.
Right.
It would be, how do you take care of this? Then you would have to introduce a superhero.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if they want to make him, if they want to flash forward and make him...
Well, I don't want to get too much into spoilers and specifics and stuff, but I'm just thinking in general. So...
No, yeah, I know. What's just, there's no... I mean, you already spoiled a while back that he's obviously still around, because you said that there could be another movie after this. I mean, if they took him out, then there wouldn't be another movie, would there?
Yeah, you're taking it all a little too literally again. Because, yes, say this one got taken out and there's more to arrive. Something of that nature.
Okay. So that gang of them I talked about, one on every continent, or 1,000 of them all over the world.
So we're not talking about how this movie ended. But anyhow.
No, I think this is just a great standalone story. It's good how it is. And you just have to hope for the best for whoever comes in contact with this.
One of the best examples I can think of when I'm talking about this just needed to be standalone is Hellraiser. Not that I didn't like or care for the other Hellraiser movies. Some of the
multitude that came afterwards.
A few of the ones that came afterwards took it great and interesting places. But it almost would have been scarier if it was just a standalone Pinhead and you didn't get any more of the backstory stuff.
Yeah.
Which is ironic. I guess ironic. Actually, paradoxical is a more accurate description of the fact that you and I always want to know more about what's going on.
Yes.
So, but sometimes we shouldn't get what we want, I guess. I guess that's also my point.
Right.
Often we don't get what we want.
Often.
That's something else entirely. Yeah. So, a recommendation?
Sure.
Okay. High recommended or no?
Did we spoil too much?
I don't know. In the editing process, we will not have spoiled that much, I'm sure.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't I don't know. Maybe this part should go at the end.
Yeah, baby. Oh, well, that's something you talked about before. Spoilers at the end. But anyhow, my question was, as far as recommendations, it is a high recommend to specific people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because some people just aren't going to get it.
Right.
Other people, I think, will be blown away like I was.
I haven't heard many people say they were interested in seeing it or that they went and saw it.
Well,
I haven't heard any reviews.
In the theater alone by ourselves.
Yeah, we were sitting there by ourselves.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the people that went out and saw it right away probably did not enjoy it enough to go home and tell a friend.
Right.
Or they did go home and tell a friend that they didn't enjoy it. I don't think it did very well because I'm thinking probably a lot of people thought it was just straight up dumb.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them.
No. I'm not either.
Really
but I'm having trouble deciding who I would recommend it to. Because the people who I think would just enjoy it as a fun popcorn movie would not appreciate the gore.
Right.
Because it was just the gore, and Dad, I think, says the F word a few times.
Yeah.
Maybe one other person does. It was just so they could put in some really, really nasty visuals. So the people who I know that don't like that kind of stuff, I don't want to put them through that.
Okay.
But the people who really like that kind of stuff and scary horror with all the blood and guts, the story might be too
tame for them, then?
Too comic booky, too...
Well, I don't know. Think of it as being a gateway drug, a gateway movie.
To where? To what?
To those.
To something,
people.
A genre that doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. That
so
would
you'd
be
like
awesome.
you'd like to see more graphic violence, light comic book stories?
Yeah. I'm all for that.
That's what it feels like to me. It was a light story, easy to understand. It's thought-provoking, which that is my favorite kind of movie. Give me something to think about.
Right.
But simple story.
Simple but emotional. To me, that's what I got out of it. That's what I was thinking. Because, because it was easy to identify those things, and so therefore you could feel more. You know what I mean? Not that I'm trying to get pregnant with anybody or whatever, but I can easily see how a couple,
so you felt
given the opportunity, the parents, the people trying to help when things maybe start to go a little wrong.
Okay. Well,
I could empathize with any number of people.
They're going to tear that house down. Oh my gosh. Okay. One more little house gone and one more giant monstrosity on the way.
Okay. So as simple as the story was, there was a large room for emotional connection for me. That was what I got.
And it was as far as the child goes.
The child, the situation, the parents, various things. Yeah. But I mean, you have to be willing to invest those feelings into it too.
Yeah.
I'm such a girl.
I love that you have that you have feelings and emotions and can feel for these parents and this child. Well, a lot of childless couples like us, childless. Mm-hmm. Isn't there a different word they say you should use now?
I don't know.
Whatever, we're childless. Childless by choice. A lot of people assume that people like us don't like kids and that's why we didn't have them or whatever. I was a preschool teacher for 10 years. I love children.
You had lots of kids.
I don't want them near me now. I'm kind of over it.
That sounds terrible.
That's not true. I'm just being edgy.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, it's definitely, if you're a parent or there are children in your life, I mean, you do feel for these people. Granted, I'm not sure. Well, but I've never wanted a baby that bad. I mean, I'd have a dozen probably if I wanted babies, but if I were a woman who could not have children and that was my be all and end all in life was to have a child, how would you turn down a little defenseless infant that you find out in the woods?
Impossible.
So, yes.
Yeah. All right. Wow. We talked a lot about this. We're actually home and parked, and I'm putting the shade in the car. And wow. Thank you for listening to this rambling on at this point. But,
and I think we should just do a spoiler warning at the beginning, and we'll just let this thing ride. I don't think people actually care that much about this movie.
Okay.
I think people either saw it or they didn't. And they probably won't be too interested after our podcast.
Okay.
Or no, that's maybe not true.
Yeah, that seems a little harsh, but okay.
Yeah, because you totally loved it.
I'm really excited about it.
Okay, so are you giving it 4 stars?
I'm giving it 4 solid 5 stars. 5? Yeah, I'm giving it 5 stars.
Okay, 5 means it was perfect and there's nothing you would change. Yeah?
I'm thinking
4.5 stars?
4.75. I mean,
oh my gosh.
The things I would change, but see, that gets into what's perfect. You know what? I think Queen is a perfect band,
for you.
But I don't love every song that Queen ever did.
Right.
I think they're a perfect band. I think Steely Dan is a perfect band, but I don't like everything that they do.
I only give movies a 5 if there's nothing I would change. Okay. And it made me feel, it hit me right here.
Right in the feels?
Yeah, okay. I'm pointing at my heart. Yeah.
Pointing at your sternum.
My heart's in there. If it's not under my sternum, I'm a little worried. But yeah, okay, so you're giving it almost 5.
I'm going to give it a 5. I will give it a 5.
Okay.
I'm
well,
easy. I'll give it a 5.
You have a different criteria than I do.
I sure do.
I'm going to give it a 3 because I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I can't give it a 4.
Okay.
I would give the story, if I could separate the thing. I mean, I loved the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I love a good alien story.
Let's get out of here.
Sci-fi all the way.
Let's get out of here before I burst into flames.
Yeah, you know what? It's hot in here.
Yes,
I'm out of here.
Right. So, for garbage in, garbage out, there is naught but Skyrim happening here.
I thought we'd talk about Brightburn more, but no.
Nah, we covered everything we needed to cover, I think.
Okay.
All
well,
right.
I think I like it less, though, than I did when we saw it.
Wow, that's harsh.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Okay. And I think I like it more, so there.
Well, good. Then there's balance in the universe.
All right. Since there is naught but Skyrim, there isn't a lot to talk about for Garbage In, Garbage Out. We've been working on several projects,
I was going to say that makes us sound really super lame.
Well, there's plenty going on over here.
Yes, I've been playing Skyrim, but you haven't been just sitting there with your finger in your nose.
No.
You've been very busy.
Very busy.
And what have you been busy on?
I've been doing a lot of Tybalt's Apprentice. That's the other project that I have going for Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
As well as, though I'm sad that I've finished my my improv classes. I finished them for now.
Yes.
Let's leave it at that. I guess that should have been in the laid to rest segment, but I am going to miss the acquaintances or the friends that I made there.
Yes.
And I hope to see them again soon-ish.
Well, if you take another class in the future, I'm sure you will see a couple of them.
I'm sure that I will. Absolutely. Lots of fun. But you've been working hard, too. You're converting over one of your stores.
Right.
To Mirkwood, is it?
I have you should know. What
yeah,
is that?
I do know, but this is for the audience that doesn't know.
I see. Well, yes, I mean, I've already had an Etsy store, of course, for years.
Right.
But I'm turning over a new leaf. Well, sort of. I'm still on Etsy. But new storefront, new store name, new items. I'm going to be putting... I have some new projects in the works.
Okay.
And they will be coming. But yes, Mirkwood Trader is the name of the new store.
All right.
We could put a link to that in the show notes.
Absolutely.
And next week, maybe I'll have a coupon code.
Good.
Maybe I will give everyone a coupon code. They could come and buy whatever they like for 20% off. Or
sounds good.
Heck, maybe 30% off.
Oh, let's not go crazy.
Hey, if they're Vicis Interimo people, they deserve it. They put up with this baloney.
Way to sell the show there.
Yeah.
Well, by now you already know our sense of humor, and you came back anyhow, so thanks for sticking around even this long. I can't wait to hear what you have for our Crawling Chaos.
Uh-oh.
So we talk about the 48 Laws of Power.
Okay.
So one of the audiobooks that I plan on getting, enjoying, listening to, I found summed up, I'll include the link in the show notes then, the way we did everything else. There are 48 laws of power that should be observed or could be observed.
By who?
By anybody that wants to exert power over other people.
Okay.
This is a book by Robert Greene, and some people see it as rather sinister or Malkavian. In fact, he, of course, quotes from the Prince and so on. But I think it's important to be forewarned. So I'm talking about laws of power. I'm talking about exerting influence over other people. Whether it be politicians, whether it be anybody in life.
I was going to say there's a line between influencing and like having power over people. I mean, there's not a line. That's not what I mean.
No, there sort of is, I think.
There's a difference.
There is definitely, there are definitely those type of things to be considered.
Yeah, I mean, having
where you
power
get into
over
ethics
people
and other things like this.
Yes.
Anyhow, I would suggest that anybody check out the 48 Laws of Power and listen to and see them. And if you don't, if you're only mildly interested in stuff, there's an animated short that somebody actually uses a dry erase board. You know what I mean?
Those are always good.
Just to hit the high points of the topics.
They don't go through all 48.
They do go through all 48, but only about 30 seconds on each one.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting.
It is. But
I have a short attention span, and I
can tell. I've lost you already.
What? Yeah. I like my information hard and fast, and don't drag it out. Like if something is interesting in there, then I will research that little piece in depth.
Mm-hmm.
But even I could sit through 48 things at 30 seconds each.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, actually, I shouldn't have said 30 seconds each or whatever, because it's actually about a half an hour video. But you could very quickly determine
14 things at
48 things at.
I mean, 14.
14. You cut them in.
That would be different. I'm so bored, I already cut out a whole bunch of them.
I can tell.
No.
At any rate.
So this link will also be in the show notes?
That link will be in there. There's actually a link to the audiobook, so you can enjoy that.
Okay.
I just think my point was that I think it's important to know...
Oh, a link to the audiobook. So
there's
it's
actually
available.
A link to the audiobook, too, yeah.
Okay, so it's something you listen to for free.
Yeah, but that's like 9 hours, so maybe people don't want to invest that much. But if it's that good, if you got a long commute to work or something.
I was going to say, you and I listen to audiobooks, and we've listened to many, many hours. So.
This is true.
So yeah, if it's something that somebody could use or find interesting.
Well, I think that anybody, even if you're not seeking power yourself, should be aware of these things so that you aren't taken in by them.
Right.
Same thing with confidence games, same thing with that. I think the more information you have on a wider variety of topics... Hence the crawling chaos in every episode, basically, really. I mean, that's trying to expand our knowledge base even a few 30 seconds at a time or whatever.
It's always good to know
a little bit
about a lot of different things.
Yeah. You never know what might save your life.
That's
Anybody
right.
that watches horror movies should have figured that out by now.
Exactly.
On that note, I think we killed it.
I think so.
All right. Thanks for listening.